Hello everyone, meeting from the bedroom here, your guitar junkie, Master Wah. So, this weekend I had to restring my Washburn Nuno Betancourt Signature N4. And prior to my last video on my Paduk N4, my complaints about that one, I have complaints about this one. This is the Swamp Ash one with a bird's eye maple neck that is really hard to see in or on that phone. But regardless, yes, it's got all throughout here, it's got bird's eye maple. I don't know if you can really even see it. But in any case, while I was restringing the guitar, it came with, I think, 9 to 42 on here from the factory. Brand new guitar, came right from Guitar Center. And, you know, for the price of these guitars, they're insane. And you really don't get what you're paying for. And the quality is shit, really. I changed the knob because I like to have a knob with a line on it so I know where the volume is. So when I see it facing that way, I know that it's all the way on. Sometimes I like putting it a quarter of the way back when I'm doing like bluesy stuff. So, you know, it's a speed knob. I wish it had some more tension to it, more of a friction knobs, because I'm always grabbing the bar and doing that, you know, accidentally hitting it and turning it off. The other thing is that I just wish that they could have put this a little bit past where the whammy bar arm is. They could have got it in the horn a little bit better, because you know, I've even just grabbing it now, I'm flicking it into the middle position. So besides that, you know, you got your USA Bill Lawrence 500, which is a blade pickup for when you're bending. You're still going to grab it. You don't have to worry about going past the poles. It's good for bending and it's good for slide. The ebony fingerboard is nice. It does have, you know, lines in it, like scratch lines, especially between the 12th fret there. You can see it. It's got that in a couple of places on here. It's got a couple of blonde streaks as well, right here and there. You can see it. It's got a nice size slab on here. I've had guitars that had a thicker piece of ebony. You know, my complaints about it are just like the other one. You could just see the metal on the side of the neck there, here and here. Look at that. That means the neck is smaller than the nut. It's worse on the Paduk. It's even on the thumbnail, the picture. So yeah, you have that. The other thing is that for the price of this, why can't they put a 1500, a Floyd Rose 1500 series with a push-in arm and have stainless steel bits? Now, I replaced the black Allen keys with stainless steel Allen keys. I do that on all my guitars once I restring them. And yeah, the ones that still have black on them have original strings. I did restring the Ibanez, and for some reason, I'm noticing now that I didn't replace the screws, but not a big deal. Next time you know, once in a while you gotta loosen the nut and kind of like level these off and, you know, retune it again. But negatives about it, yes, 1500 would have been better than a 1000 series. Look at how small the block is in the back of that. Look at that block size. Look how small that you know, it's not even brass. It's like super thin. The screws are crap because, again, I go from 9 to 46. So once I changed the strings, the bridge started pulling up on it, and I had to do a quick little setup on the tremolo. So with the plate on the back, you think that these little slots would allow you to get to those screws and turn them. No, they don't go back far enough. So the screwdriver does not really even grab the screw that's in there. So that's for shit too. It looks good, but it doesn't serve its purpose. I still don't know what this trem lock hole is for and how it functions, that little area right there. Still don't know. And I've asked other guys that, you know, anytime I saw a video of someone with an N4, I asked them in the comments and never got a reply from anyone. I reply to every comment, even if it's, you know, something silly, even if they're like, you know, telling me how terrible my video was, or they can't hear me, or, you know, whatever. I still reply as thank you for your comment, you know. So I don't know how that works and what that works, the function of it. I know that the screws are shit because once I tried with the Phillips, because I get one with a big fat end on it, they started like stripping out right away. So I had to be really careful and go a little bit at a time. So the neck had some rough spots on it right around here. So I tried with the 000 or 40 stainless steel, and that wasn't cutting it. So I had to just use, like, I think it was 380 grit sandpaper to finally get it smooth. And I got it smooth. So once I did that, I just hit it with my lemon oil. That's a staining oil. And once I did that, I really saw the bird's eye maple that was on the neck that I really didn't take notice to before. So that staining oil brought it out, made it pop. The other thing that sucks is that it's got Grover tuners on here. I noticed some of the Ibanez Prestige and Ibanez, you know, Japanese guitars that are big bucks, either the gem, not the gems, the RGs and the S's. They come with a Floyd with a locking, you know, an Ibanez Floyd, locking nut and locking tuners, which is great because you just pull the string through, you know, pull it, tighten it, tune it, and snip it. I had to go through the deal with the, look at all the strings, with the luthier knot. I say that all the time. Luthier knot. I did it again. And for me, at my age, my eyesight and my arthritis hands, I have a hard time with it. So I really got to take my time and get that knot really, you know, top and bottom. The worst part is that I don't have the little crank tool that you could use to wind the strings up. These Grover tuners are so close to one another, and I've had Grover tuners on my Agiles, and they're great, and I could use the crank on them. On here, they're so close together, you can't put one of those plastic crank handles and turn it unless you have the next tuning key, turn that way. If not, it's going to hit it, and you just can't turn it. So these are too close together where you can't use a crank. You have to sit there and turn it a little bit at a time while you're holding the string and making sure it goes right where you want it. I left the strings hanging on here because too many times where I strung it, put it in tune, snipped the strings, hung it up, came back to it the next day because I let it sit for a day, you know, settling the neck and all. And then when I come back and I start playing it and I start doing the bend, because I'll bend the strings like this, each one all the way. and then I'll use a tremolo. I'll pull all the way up on the tremolo, and then ping, one of the strings fly off. So then, because I cut it, you know, I to get it back in there again, it's almost impossible. You try to loosen up on it, you know, and the less string you have here, the more string you're going to have to fit back in the saddle again. But it's just a hassle. So I leave these on for a couple of days after I've been playing it. So I put it on, I stretch them, I tune it, I let it sit. It's really been sitting for, let me see, 2 days now. Came in today, I stretched all the strings, checked the tuning, and the tuning was right there. I was so shocked. I guess I did a good job of stretching them, you know, when I set the whole thing up and tuned it. And yeah, I just had a brain fart. I just forgot exactly what I was talking about. So much for the methylene blue doing its job. So yeah, so I checked the tuning was right there. So I just stretched the strings, the tuning was there, I was happy with it. Again, I'm not going to play it. I just rocked the arm. I just, you know, did my bends on it, and I'm going to hang it back up again. Come in tomorrow, do the same thing, check the tuning, then I'll play it. And then after everything's all good and no strings are flying off, then I'll, you know, I'll snip the ends off of that. Look at that spaghetti. I don't want to play it that much because I plan on going back to Hank's Guitar Shop the first Sunday of next month, October, which is like on the 6th or something like that. And I want to bring this, I want to play it, and I want to have nice new strings that, you know, don't get tarnished. I could see the shine on the strings. And yeah, I also polished the frets on here. And, you know, I don't want to put too much use on them, you know. They are nickel plated, nickel wound. I found Ernie Ball with 9 to 46 nickel wound, pure nickel wound, and for the longest time I was only able to find them from DR brand. So I've always played with Ernie Balls. I've always been, you know, had an Ernie, you know, had those on all my guitars. But once I got a set of strings for free when I bought a guitar from somebody, and they were pure nickel wound, I was like, wow, these things last a long time. So yeah, I'll just do that. And of course, the week before, a couple of days before, I'll play this thing every day, make sure it's in tune, and I'll play to the 4 songs on my set that I'm going to do there. So yeah, those are my complaints. You know, again, for the price of this guitar and it being made in America, I would think they would give you a 1500 series Floyd Rose. They would give you a bigger block, you know, way bigger than this. Better screws, because I've got screws on my other guitars from my Floyd Roses, and they don't strip out as easily as this first time using it. You know, I've had guitars that, you know, for a while that I've done so many setups on the guitars, and I don't have that slipping, you know, stripping of the screw. This, as soon as I went to use it, and I'm very careful with each and every one, it started doing that right away. So yeah, that was it. The keys too close together, the nut exceeding past the neck, you know, the scratches on the fingerboard. It's just a shame. And I think that all they care about is the money. I don't think these are worth, and don't get me wrong, this is my #1 guitar. I love this guitar, but I'm not happy with certain things on it. And for the price, you know, I think that it could come with better upgrades. I would still say an Ibanez, a made in Japan Ibanez, is probably your best bet if you want like a high-end instrument that's not made in America, but probably can outdo an American-made guitar. Because let's face it, Washburn is the only, you know, Floyd Rose shredding guitar that's made in America that I can recall right now. Everything is outside of America. Mexico, Indonesia, Vietnam, Korea, you know, so on and so forth. So, yeah, that's, I just figured I'd do another complaint video, and why Washburn probably is, you know, might go out of business. Well, maybe that's why Nuno has a different logo up here, because maybe he's had heard complaints with a guitar with his name on it, and then it's crap like this. So if you really want one of these, I would say go with the N24s. The N24F that I have that's got a flame maple is just as good as this. It's got an ebony rosewood fingerboard, just as good as this. The pickup distance from the neck to the body is farther away than this. This, they actually grind down an Allen key that you could actually fit in there, you know, because it's so close. But, or maybe one of those, you know, copy guitars from China, and bring it to a nice luthier and have him fix it the right way, whatever needs to be changed or upgraded. But yeah, I would never, and I'd love to see, I'd love to see some older ones, like from the 90s or 2010, to compare the quality of, you know, what I have now. So this one was brand new, and again, I can't see what get my stronger binoculars on. So this is 2412006. So I'm guessing the first two numbers. This is a 2024 model. So might be Duke. I read this before. This says 2212006. So I'm thinking this is a 2022. And look at that nut. That's ridiculous. And the fact that the tremolo is resting right up against the wood. You can't flutter with this here instrument. So yeah, so it looks like the same pattern of numbers, except for the first two are on both. Yep. So yeah, this is 12006, so it's 2412006. So I guess this is a 24 and that's a 22. So that's where they started. Maybe even before that, they started going downhill, making, you know, crap guitars. This is supposed to be equivalent to like a custom shop guitar from what I've seen on other videos, and it doesn't have custom shop quality, I'll tell you that right now. So I'm done with my fit and my complaints. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you think. If you have something that's older than this, tell me the condition. I really love to know. And if you know what that tremolo, that stop trem, how that whole thing works, that would be great. Or if you can link me a video to what, you know, describing how it functions, that would be awesome. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and a better tomorrow.